I started out rapping at first, and I couldn't find nobody like really good to do my music video, turnaround time, slow, all this other stuff. So I don't know like where the check coming from, who's going to pay me. I'm dishing money out. At this point, I'm realizing that a lot of entrepreneurs need like video stuff in this space, and I'm really, really good at it. I don't outsource anything. Like I hire teams.
Got you.
So like I hire my team. So if I outsource, that means this is somebody who don't know anything about me, my process, or anything.
Right.
It seems like that you're going to build out a process, find somebody today, do this process. That's not the way it works. No, what I'm saying is build out a system so we got a system and revenue so you can pay the 3K. Okay. What I do right now is I recommend getting somebody with you to help you with them. So let's say it's you and your graphic designer.
Yeah.
Right. You guys can build out something together. Maybe you do some videos and you get a VA, somebody help you with the text.
Well, you would probably go on Upwork or whatever, right?
Yep. Online jobs.
Online
Upwork.
jobs.
Don't really go to Fiverr, but those are probably my top. And Facebook groups. Those are probably my top. So weird enough, communication is very, very important. So you can be anywhere in the country.
What's good, world? It's your guy Tuned In Tony, and I've got my guy Brandon ShotMe on the podcast today. And I really wanted to have this guy over here just because I've been seeing his work from a distance, and then we finally met up on a different podcast. And I just felt like even though he does photography and helping videographers, it's better their process and build systems out of it. What he teaches is relatable to so many other businesses, and us as entrepreneurs, we're always having issues with scaling and with systems. And to find out also, he also generated over $1 million in 18 months without even being on set or touching a camera. So when it comes to processes and it comes to systems, this is the guy that we need to listen to. So shout out to my guy, Brandon. Thanks for being on the show. Let's get it.
For sure. Appreciate you. This my camera?
This your camera right
For
here.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, for sure, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. I'm glad we actually met up on that podcast, man. I seen what you were doing as far, especially in the funnel space, and I was like, oh, okay, we've got the funnel god in the building.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be a part.
Dope. So where did it start out for you? Because I'm assuming like most people, you probably just picked up a camera and said, I'm going to be a photographer. Or did it start with photography or videography for you?
I've always done video.
Video, okay.
I've always done video. So I started out rapping at first, and I couldn't find nobody like really good to do my music video, turnaround time, slow, all this other stuff.
Right.
So then I picked up a camera, and I started to shoot me and my brother's music video. Well, the whole goal was to do me and my brother's music video.
Right.
But then from there, I had to practice on other people. And then I practiced on other people that started paying me.
Yeah.
So once they started paying me, I was like, okay, $200?
Yeah, got something going.
This was about 12 years ago. So I went from music videos to weddings to, from music videos to like short films and web series. Then the weddings, then I started working with business entrepreneurs and brands.
Got you. So thinking of that from an entrepreneurial standpoint, that's usually how it happens for entrepreneurs. You find something, you're like, okay, let me solve this issue of mine probably or someone close to me.
Yep.
And then you start branching out into like different sectors, like vertically, like you said, music videos to weddings to businesses, right? So let's just talk about that journey. What was it like when you went from like shooting the music videos for like people you knew to like, oh, I'm doing weddings now? Because at that point, you're probably thinking, oh, big money, but you're out there all day, a lot of demand, the mother, a lot of emotions going on in the wedding. To then when you're like, let me just try businesses. So like, what was that spread like?
Well, every time I went into a different, so when I went from music videos to films, and basically I wanted to create my own stuff. Right. So doing the music video space, of course, you in sketchy environments. Yeah. The people aren't professional. So I went from there So I was like, let me go and do something different. Let me go and do film. But the problem with the film industry is that I didn't know how to get paid.
Right.
So I don't know like where the check coming from, who's going to pay me. I'm dishing money out. I'm paying people, getting the crew paid and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, but who was going to pay me? Right. So I couldn't figure it out. So I went from there. Then I went into weddings. The cool thing about weddings that I already had an idea about like how to tell a story. From the previous niches that I was already doing. So, and that was out of a need. I was like, well, I went on this site. It was called Thumbtack. Have you heard of it?
Yep. I use that for a lot of handy stuff. Like, I'm like, oh, I need to get some lights.
So at this particular time, about 2016, like I was putting my videography service on there. And most people were needing weddings. And I was like, okay, well, shoot, I can do a wedding. Yeah. It shouldn't be that hard. I went to YouTube. Oh, this don't seem hard. I can go do a wedding. Right. Realized I was doing weddings by myself, 12-hour days. It was crazy. Yeah. But my first weddings, it came from like $300 to about $1,500 to about $2,000, $2,500. And I was flying all over the country just shooting weddings.
Would you charge the travel too?
Yep, I include the travel. Okay. What's crazy was when I started being around about $2,000 range, right? And I really wanted $2,000 for the wedding. And let's say like DC events or whatever. At first, I would tell people that you have to pay for the travel. They wouldn't book me.
Got you.
And then I would say, let's split the travel. it's about $500. So if you pay $250, I pay $250. Some people say yes, some people say no. Mm-hmm. But then when I started saying it's $2,500 and it includes travel, everyone said yes.
Got you. And just to stop you there too, in my space, dealing with not the social network, but dealing with digital people who are selling coaches, course creators, everything is about your offer, right? Alex Hormozy has a good book called $100 Million Offers for anybody who wants to read that. It's great for offers. But listen to what you just said. You didn't change anything about what you were doing.
Correct.
But it's the way we package things. Yes. Because anytime we're selling things, a lot of people, I feel like dealing with people in the space of trying to sell things online, the number one thing they can have is entitlement that people should buy from them, right? Yeah. And that's the biggest failure. But what you just said was, I presented it this way, I got rejected.
Yep.
I tried option B, it still didn't work. So let me make it seem all inclusive so that the value seems more higher, and then it worked.
It was crazy.
So that's what's crazy about just how you package that to start changing it from no's to yeses.
Absolutely. It was wild. People will say, they will go and tell people like, oh, like the travel is free. I was like, well, I never said it was free. I said it's included.
Right.
You know, but they believe that the travel is free. And
right.
I was like, wow, this is wild. So I include that now when I start coaching my students. I tell them just include the travel.
Right. Okay.
So what people feel, that all inclusive. Even when you go to like, you know, the cruises and all those, everything's all inclusive. It's not really.
You paying.
You paying for them watered down drinks.
Them they do be watered down too, don't they?
How do they do that? How do they water down the drink?
Yeah, you be like, I done had 8 drinks and I'm sober.
I still got to figure it out.
I
see them open a fresh bottle and there's water in that bottle. It's crazy how they do that.
Yeah, you know, they got it all down together. So what made you get out of the wedding space? Because what I'm trying to do for people watching this, whether they're entrepreneur or photographer video, when did that level of scale be like something needs to change, or what was the road bump that you hit?
I'm following. So when weddings what had me quit my job in 2016. And of course, 2016 was a whole roller coaster. Like I caught my DUI. I spent my first night in jail. It was a whole situation.
Right.
But I knew after I quit my job, I needed to find some type of mentor. So I found David Shands and somebody's videos I was watching, and I went and shot him for free for 2 years. But during this time, I got really good at. So I'm doing weddings on the weekends. I'm shooting with David throughout the week.
Right.
All right. So at this point, I'm realizing that a lot of entrepreneurs need like video stuff in this space, and I'm really, really good at it. So I knew there was a need for it, but also with me working with David, I couldn't scale. Like he was like, I need this stuff back, whatever. I need videos today, whatever. And it's like, I can't. I've been with you all day.
Yeah.
Right. I've been up here from 9 to 9.
Yeah.
Hey, you got the video done yet? No. I've been with you all day. Yeah. We went and had brunch today. Did church in the morning. We've been together all day.
I haven't even opened my laptop yet.
Right. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened with just a lot of clients. So I knew that I needed some help, like as far as just editing. So I met with another guy's name is Derek Harper. He's like the automation guru or whatever. So we flew over to the Philippines. I hired my first editor in the Philippines. Which I didn't know.
There.
We flew to the Philippines.
What made you fly versus hiring on Upwork or, you know?
I didn't believe it. Didn't know that stuff was possible.
Gotcha.
But Derek was saying he about to go over there and build out a call center, fly me to the Philippines to document the process of him building out his call center.
Okay.
So I flew over there and said, Brian, you might as well go hire an editor while you're over here. And I was like, no, these people don't edit like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can't. No. And this guy pulled up, which is my senior editor still today.
Okay.
And I seen his reel, and I was like, who did it? You did that?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I did it. Yeah. I got a bachelor's degree in film, been doing this for a long time.
What does their setup look like when you go to another country and then you see like, do they have the final cuts and the premieres and all that type of stuff?
Yeah. So they mostly use PCs.
Okay.
And they usually customize their stuff.
Gotcha.
So they got like the 32 gig RAM. And they're usually spec'd out.
Gotcha. They got the little computer thing.
Gaming joint. That joint is really crazy. And I'm like, because that's what they do. Now, of course, they might not be able to afford a MacBook or a Sony A7S, things like that. But the editing down pat, like they're very they got a community.
Got you.
So they'll get with their friend who really knows how to put RAM, and they'll come over and put RAM in the house. You know what I mean? So they do stuff like that. So you're definitely not losing any quality, but they mostly use Premiere Pro, not necessarily Final Cut or anything like that.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
It wasn't a drop. It was actually an increase in quality.
Got you.
Because what happens is if they're editing every day 40 hours a week, I don't edit 40 hours a week.
Right.
Right. I'm up 3 in the morning and stuff like that, but it still don't mean I'm waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
From dusk to dawn. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing regular stuff. I'm hanging with my wife. I'm hanging with the kids. I'm doing stuff. But that means that their frequency of how much they're editing, they're actually better than me.
Got you. So a question I want to ask too, because it just relates to entrepreneurship.
Yep.
And I know someone who's in video going through this. I personally deal with this too when you're trying to delegate.
Sure.
Right. So like you said, they don't edit like me. You know what I mean?
What I thought.
So it was like, and I've thought that too many times, but that part of when people come to you for quality and then you're trying to outsource it and then you find someone, and just the process of feeling the confidence and giving that work out. Because a lot of times what happens, even dealing with me in funnels, since I'm growing in that business, is you're like, deadlines are tight. If I outsource this and they don't do it right, it's going to put me in a rock and a hard place. So how do you build that process around just trusting delegation? Because you might have to take a couple losses to find that right person that can do the job.
Sure. So the problem is I don't outsource anything. Like I hire teams.
Got you.
So like I hire my team. So if I outsource, that means this is somebody who don't know anything about me, my process, or anything.
Right.
It seems like that you're going to build out a process, find somebody today, do this process. That's not the way it works. You want to find somebody that have all the qualities that you want and say, you work for me full time. This is the process. So now they know everything about you and they're not going anywhere.
So would you say you should front load first? And what I mean by when I say front load is, let's say I know that at the moment, a current weak spot in my funnel agency is the email marketing, right? And I think that's a very important aspect to it. So I found one guy, right? And then he said, I'll work for you full time, $3,000 a month.
Okay.
At the point right now, I don't have the clients for email. So mentally, I say, earmark that. I'll come back to this. Would you say go ahead and build that team out and pay them and then catch it up with the clients?
No, what I'm saying is build out a system so we got a system and revenue so you can pay the $3K.
Got you.
Right. So don't front load that. So let's say the funnel should be the point where it's automated, systemized. So if you need to get to a point where you're making, let's say for simple math, $10,000 a month, right, in funnels, and you have a system in place where you don't have to look, manage, quality control, it's already in shape. So hire a team for that first. Then you move over and say, because the email is something for like back-end products. Now you're saying like, I have an extra $3,000 or $5,000 a month to spend on hiring another person. So find somebody, may not be $3,000, maybe $1,500, maybe $1,000. I'm sure you can find somebody cheap. You can find somebody for less than $3,000 a month, regardless. But let's use $3,000 for this. Say, hey, I have extra. Now you can start working on building out the process for the emails. So build out your main system first, and then you can work on the back end. Right. You don't want to be fumbling with the front end while you still like, I'm trying to build out stuff on the back end. Get the front end together as far as your main core offer. Yep.
Got you.
Okay. So basically make sure your designer understands the templates for the funnels. Make sure your, however the funnels work, make sure they're all in place, and that way you don't have to go and look at a funnel ever. Maybe for a final check. We should even have a quality control check before we even get to you.
Got you.
No grammar errors, the graphics like this, and this, that, and the third. Right.
Got you. How do you feel about, because I'm in the process of building out an agency. I want it to be humongous. So hopefully when someone watching this is already there. But
for sure,
how do you feel about, like, do you create these very detailed SOPs that you just always have that you can give?
Yes.
Got you. Absolutely. And then what's some of like your hacks and tricks for creating SOPs versus, or are they just Word documents?
So they are both. There are Word documents and actually video documents. What I do right now is I recommend getting somebody with you to help you with them. So let's say it's you and your graphic designer. Yeah. Right. You guys can build out something together. Maybe you do some videos and you get a VA, somebody help you with the text. Gotcha. Or maybe somebody or maybe we just can't, maybe you don't have time to do video right now. Maybe your VA can go and just do text, and you can do on a Zoom call and talk them through what you want. Right. So you can do a Zoom and actually talk to somebody, you or your VA or you or your graphic designer, talk them through it, and then they can take the Zoom video and cut it up or turn it into an SOP. So I don't sit down and build out any SOPs at all. Gotcha. Right. Okay. I talk somebody through, this is what the SOP should be, and I can go and look over it, and we hop on another call with the team, and they tell me what the SOP is. I look at the document, and we can go over it. Gotcha. Say, hey, the banner should be no more than 7 words. The color scheme should be this, depending on whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I can make corrections. But if there's no corrections, all right, great. And then we do the same thing. We create a SOP for every particular funnel. And then we may create it for, so we got different clients, right? Yeah. So we got like podcast clients and like content creation clients. So there's a different SOP per client. Gotcha. So I don't have like one big, this is how we do video. No, this is how we do video. And then inward, this is how we do video for this particular client.
So who's some of like your big name clients?
So right now we're working with Ashcash, Inside the Vault. We're working with X28, been our client for years. We've worked with Him 500. recession proof.
So with those 3 clients, just using those as 3 different avatars, it sounds like your clients are like retainer clients,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
So as they sign on, you're going to build those SOPs. So this is how we work particularly with this client. So as we build out our team, here's how we manage the same quality, the same processes, and all of that for per client.
Yes.
So him 500 will have a different situation than Ash Cash.
Absolutely. So when someone, so when we hire on, because I got like 7 editors right now.
Okay.
So if I bring on another editor, they will have to go through the SOP. We can't just say, hey, go and do X.
Here's the files, do your thing.
Yeah. It's like you have to go through the first 2 weeks of training is how to do everything. And then we still have a senior editor to make sure that they have to go through, have to do a quality control check with him to make sure that they're doing the videos right.
Got you. So when you hire like someone, would you now that you probably would know, I'm sure you're not flying to the Philippines every time you find somebody. Well, you would probably go on Upwork or whatever, right?
Yep. Online jobs.
Online jobs.
Don't really go to Fiverr, but those are probably like my top and Facebook groups. Those are probably my top.
What are some of the qualifications that you look for before you hire them on? And because you're like, okay, after I do this, I'm gonna take them through my SOP training. That's a good question. But what's those qualifications?
Yeah. So weird enough, like communication is very, very important. So I would just ask them stuff like, have you listened to, Drake? What's the last Drake album you listened to? Right. Just see if you are in tune with the culture in America.
Right.
Right. Because a lot of people are scared to hire from the Philippines because they think of, the language barrier.
Yeah.
But not only do I want your English to be superb, like everybody, my team has good English. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not English to the point where it's like me, but you definitely sound like you have an accent like you're from, Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's super important too, because I was thinking like since I'm building the agency out, finding someone to help me with onboarding clients, because I was like, I don't need to be doing that. No. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But what I noticed was I thought about it and I was like, man, I need to make them seem as American as possible, because this is somebody that they're going to see face to face.
Yes.
And I don't want someone to look at it like Tony just has a shop that's just completely outsourced outside the country.
Facts.
You still want to keep that quality that if you're talking to Alyssa, you just think she's in Miami or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So yeah,
even if it's like, it's nothing wrong with the Philippines. We just don't want to make you feel like this is the Philippines. Sometimes you call like T-Mobile or something on your phone. They be like, hello, blah, blah. I'm like, come on, man. Can I get somebody American on the phone?
Please.
And what happened was they transferred me to, I tell people sometimes, transfer me to somebody American. And they transferred me to one guy. This guy's name was John. And I said, man, John, thank God, man. I'm glad you. I said, where you from? He's from the Philippines too, but his English was better.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? When I went to the Philippines, there was a guy that we knew. His name was Hugh. He works at Chase Bank. Okay. And basically, he said that when people start working the call center at Chase Bank, because Philippines is like customer service capital of the world. Yeah. So before you get hired, you will go through 2 weeks training with him to fix your like enunciation and stuff like that. So now there's people who are better in English as far as they go to classes, go to school, and they even do like extra prep training before they actually go and work for someone.
Got you.
But I'm definitely looking for English. I'm asking them about American culture. And I am seeing what elements works best for me. And I don't need you to have 100%. I need you to have 80. Yeah. So that means, are you able to edit to music? Are you able to pull out value? If you listen to a podcast, are you able to pull out value content? What do you feel like is valuable to you? And are you able to think on your own?
Yeah, because like I remember one time I had just found someone, and I was for the podcast, and I was sending them the YouTube videos. I don't have time to watch them and timestamp them and all that. I would rather hire someone that can watch it and do that. And he was never pulling the value content out. He would pull like a part of a bar. Yep. But you don't understand the bar. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So like you said, finding somebody that is used to our culture and what we're looking for and Instagram and all of that is super important. Yep. So I do want to pivot. I don't want to lose something that you said earlier. Okay. You said you worked for David Shands for free for 2 years. Right. So David Shands, host of a humongous podcast, being social proof. A lot of people know about it. David Shands wasn't David Shands when you started working with him, was he?
I mean, I feel like who's David Shands to me because I work with him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? See what you're saying.
But he's not the David Shands we see today.
That's what I mean. So what, for an aspiring person, right? And I always think that it's good to find somebody that you can attach to and see their potential and grow with them, because now there's that loyalty built, right? Yep. Where were you at to say, I'm going to work for you for 2 years? You probably didn't know it was going to be 2 years then, but what made you say, like, let's do this?
Well, so for one, I knew nothing about entrepreneurship, mentor, anything about that. So I watched his videos online. That's what kind of helped me, inspire me to kind of like quit my job. And it's almost like if you finally meet the person that could potentially take your life to the next level.
Yeah.
Like what would you do? It's
Right.
almost like I'm trying to be a singer and you finally meet like Beyonce and you're in the room.
Right.
I'm doing whatever, and a lot of people don't just think of this person like, this is not my Beyonce. This is just, Jessica. Like, no, this person could be Beyonce 10 years from now.
Gotcha.
So I definitely believed in everything that was going on. Also, I believe in his vision. I also believe that he believed in mine. I feel like that we could help each other.
Gotcha. And
more so help him more than me.
You said it was 2016?
2016.
Because was Social Proof even Social Proof in 2016? Because I felt like it didn't hit to like 2020. You know what I mean?
No.
So like there was no big name guest at that time, was it?
No, it wasn't even. We started the podcast together. It was like Sleepless Nights podcast.
Gotcha. I don't even know that one. I just know the Social Proof. So like you really tapped in, and see that's the big thing to talk about too is delayed gratification. A lot of times we're so used to like, here's my invoice, pay now. You know what I'm saying? But instead of looking at it like, okay, he's on to something, let me jump on the train with him and let's go far together. You know what I mean?
And tap in. It's like, listen, if I came in here right now and I met you, Tony, right? And I'm just, let's say I'm working at Wendy's or whatever, but I'm really skilled at graphic design, maybe videography, something where I feel like you need help with. Regardless if you say you don't need it or not, I'm gonna tell you, no, this is what I can do, or I will find some value in here. It seems like you need somebody you trying to build out a content space. I'm here to build out your content space. I know set designers, and I'm just gonna come and just put in work. And eventually, I'm going to meet your clients. I'm going to meet Jay Phillips. So I'm going to meet these people eventually after a while, and they're going to be able to. I'm be able to at least get game from them, because otherwise, either that or pay you $20,000 for coaching.
Facts.
So those are my options.
Yeah.
If you don't have $20,000, I mean, you either gonna get it in with money or sweat equity.
Man, that's deep too. Because when you think about it, so many people are just like, especially when I talk to people who aren't in this space, why would I spend that much for a conference? Why would I do that or whatever, right? But then when you think about it, it's like, one, speed, right? Yep. So it's like you said, you either could get in the room, which most people aren't going to do because that's the delayed gratification, or you're going to pay to play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Where you are.
So it's those two options. So what she said was gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at how much time it took you to get here, to be able to meet all the people that you know.
Yeah.
And the problem is we can't go back and see the videos, the VHS cameras,
right,
of where you was actually in the house 3 a.m. That's what kills me, because people see me now and it seems like, oh man, like you made it. You don't understand. What do you mean? It wasn't that long ago. I can look at my calendar like, this was 2016. That's about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I still can taste oodles and noodles.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it was like that long ago for me.
Yeah.
So I just think you can't avoid the process.
Right.
You can't skip it. You can definitely you can shortcut it a little bit.
Yeah.
You can make it faster, but you still have to go through those growing pains.
And that's why I tell people, I'm like for instance, I have a client that's doing amazingly well in the space, Will Rivera.
Yep.
And a lot of times people are comparing themselves to him. I want to do what Will did. Do it like Will's. I said, you're looking at the tip of the iceberg, right?
Thanks.
You started not even your first webinar, or maybe just started. Will's been doing this consistently since 2018, every single Sunday.
Yep.
So I don't even want you to like hurt yourself by trying to compare to him. It doesn't make sense.
Thanks.
You see what I'm saying? So where do you see, since you do coaching for videographers and photographers, where do you see most people hit that roadblock?
They don't know how to overcome adversity.
Yeah.
Right. I think they just, man, it's the adversity, because life is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody can give you the blueprint. That's the reason why you are like where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can give you the blueprint, but when things happen in your life, are you able to overcome it?
Right.
So my program is 6 weeks, never fails. By 3 weeks in, I'm able to just look at the people and see who can make it and who's not.
Got you. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just gonna stop, and I'm sure I can call people and say, what's going on in your life right now?
Yeah.
Man, tire got messed up. I got to pay for my tire. Man, my dad gone son, he got pink eye.
Yeah.
It's just always something. It's like, that if you just pass that test, you're able to get to the place where you want to be.
And see, what's really good about what you just said there is because me becoming a premium funnel builder is very new.
Yeah.
Right. Last 7 months. And I was on a path to where the first 2022 or whatever, towards the end of the year when I started getting clients, I was like, I got something to prove, right?
Yeah.
It's going hard, killing all the funnels. Then it came to the point where it was like new year, stuff settled down. Then I moved as well. Mm-hmm. So now I have a life change that occurred. So what happened was now my job started to get backed up. So, and I've noticed in my mind, I want to become premium agency, but right now I'm premium freelancer. So then a life situation happens, and then you start to see that, hey, I'm not at scale. I can't handle things without me being 100% present. And as an entrepreneur, our goal is to not be 100% present. So what are tactics and tips that you teach people so that they can put those systems and processes to where if a life situation happens, the business doesn't stop?
Facts. So the first thing you want to, so just know that right now we're in an era of speed.
Yeah.
Right. So if you look at Amazon is able to, they was giving stuff back in 2 days. Now they're like, listen, we can get stuff to you tonight. Yeah. Right. So meaning, how can you compete with Amazon? Right. So if somebody gets a funnel from you, or if somebody getting a photography videographer, I tell my students, get something back in the next 24 to 40 hours. Right. So regardless of whatever that looks like, the fact that this is how you avoid that, how we look in text. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just checking in text. This is how to avoid that. Next 24. So for photography videographers, start with the easiest first. Yeah. So if it's photos, get photos back same day. If it's value content videos and event recap, the value videos will be quicker. You do give them 2 or 3. You got 20 of them. Yeah. Shoot them 3 of them the very next day.
That's so important because we were just at $1 Million Worth of Game. There was a shooter there, and I have a shooter. He's gonna see it when we editing this. Yeah. And I'm training him, right, to be really good. And there's another shooter that's probably in that circle more popular, right? What I noticed that he did was when we were in the car, he literally had the adapter for the phone that had the memory card slot. Yep. As we're in the car, he shot everybody their raw files. So they looking at like, ooh.
He didn't do any extra work.
He didn't do any extra work. So now when he goes home, I've already given you like 8 raw clips that he shot like in real format. Yep. You decide what you want to do with them. So now that gives him the time to go back and edit. Because I'm looking at similar situations that I may have at a bigger scale. My editor, DJ, he's getting those same things like, where's the footage? What's up? Yep. And then what happens is we become, a-holes by being like, bro, give me time. You didn't even pay me yet. Boom, boom, boom.
That's not the way it works.
You know what I'm saying? So what you said, speed makes more sense because even working on processes, I hope any entrepreneur watching this is, I just did a big project for a client named Zoe. We had our come to Jesus, talked about what could have been better. I always look at the constructive criticism as how do I make my processes better. Yep. I should have front loaded all the easy stuff.
Absolutely.
The stuff they wanted to see. Hey, here's your funnel. Boom, boom. Front page, the graphic design. Then let me
anything.
Let me hide in the quietness while I build all the other stuff.
Here's the opt-in page. That's it.
Because I think
here's the banner.
Exactly. I think as what we go through as creatives in this point is we're so focused on trying to create greatness that we get slowed down by the status updates. Yeah. Where is it? Just checking in. What's good, boss? Yep. To now, dang, bro, what's going on? Yep. To refund.
Yeah. All you have to do is just stay ahead of it. Literally, over communicate. Yeah. Like I was just literally just talking to my team today. You're not hurting me. Just over communicate me. You're not hurting me at all. Right. Right. And I was just. It's like you have to put. A lot of times we don't put ourselves in the other person's shoes. We always think about us. We're in the creative space. It takes time. Quality takes time, whatever it looks like, right? Right. But you never thought about if I pay somebody $1,000 and you want to have something because I don't know what's going on. Right. Right. So let's say I did a photo shoot with you. You pay me $1,000, I did a photo shoot with you, and I go home. All right. You're like, damn, that shoot was good. Yep. The very next day, you're gonna think, damn, was my dad going? My lip look like this the whole time. My shirt straight. And then the next day, you're gonna be like, man, I don't even know if I even had my dad going haircut for real. Then the next day, and that's what you're thinking every single day, and you don't know what I'm doing. So even though the next day, it's not that I'm hitting you up saying like, hurry up. It's like, man, I'm trying to make sure it's everything good. Let me just see something.
And then we take it like as hurry up.
Yeah. Now, as opposed to let's say we take the same scenario. The photographer, the next day, hey man, just got home, editing, whatever. I'm getting your face corrected now. That's better than nothing. Yeah. At least I say something. Okay, cool. And then, hey, do you want me to send you something? Yep. That over communication, you can over communicate and still be 2 weeks late and it still won't be a problem.
Yep. Because this is what I'm even thinking about doing. That you said that. I'm thinking about as entrepreneurs, one thing that we got to focus on is creating great habits. Yeah. Right. So when I first got into this space, I got into this space because there was another agency who's doing well, but I was listening to everything they were doing wrong. And it was communication. It was this. It was that. So I was like, okay, when I start my agency, how do I offer those things first? Because that's obviously the pain points that the clients are dealing with.
Right.
Now that I'm going through some of those things myself, I'm like, okay, I see how he got here. He got very busy. He got very popular. And he's starting to put bigger clients over smaller clients. How do I treat everybody the same? One, you have to use Slack, which that's what I use for communication.
Absolutely.
Now, the way that I fix that is hire a VA,
Correct.
which would be my project manager, who's in everyone's Slack channel.
That's a fact.
So then if Brandon reaches out to me and says, hey, Tony, I'm checking on this, Alyssa, my VA, jumps in.
Absolutely.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for letting us know. I'll get this over to Tony and get a response to you.
Yep.
So you immediately got a response now, which is going to slow you down from wondering what's going on.
Absolutely.
She says, what can I tell him? I say, woo-de-woo-de-woo, and she reformulates that.
Okay.
To where now there's an answer. What I do like about that, still new, haven't tested it, is I'm just looking at one, I want you to get immediate responses, but I also want you to see that just because I'm not available, you're still being seen.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm going through to where people feel like I need to be.
For sure. So I have the exact same process. We got Slack. I got a project manager, which is my VA, that is in everybody's Slack channel. But I go even a step further.
Okay.
You mentioned that your VA comes back to you and find out what to say. My VA just knows exactly what to say. And
Gotcha.
she say it.
So, how did you get her to that level, or is it time?
She have to. It's over time, but you have to include her in every part of the business.
Got you.
I tell her about everything that's going on. She knows everybody. She probably know who you are. Oh, Tony. Oh, he stays over here. Y'all know Tony.
You got a podcast at 12:30.
Yeah,
today.
whatever. Y'all know. Matter of fact, let me call him real quick. She knows everything about you. You know what I'm saying? So you have
Philippines?
to Philippines for sure.
Okay.
So you got to have me. I talk to her every single day. She works every day too.
Okay.
Her name is Vanessa.
Nice.
So I hop on the call with her and say, hey, what's going on with the editors, whatever. And I include her what's going on. I tell her the numbers of the business. This is what we're doing. This is how we need to upgrade. So she just knows everything about everything. You include her as much as she needs to go from project manager to operations, COO. Like she needs to be. That's what type of mindset you need to have for this particular person.
Got you.
So I don't want her to come to me and say anything. She should already know what to tell them. Oh, I'm looking for the funnel. Oh, here's the funnel right here. She know what the files are. She know where more stuff is than I don't know. You ask me hey, Brandon, we're on video. I don't know. Where is it? I don't know.
So let's talk about this. For an executive position, when it comes to overseas, never met you, communicate with you a lot, to I can reach out and touch you. Someone may be thinking like, dang, my operations person needs to be like here with me.
Right.
What would make you say, let me build my business to where Vanessa's all the way in the Philippines, I'm here, something happens to her, I don't even know if something happens to her. Like, what gives you that trust? And the reason why I'm asking so you can narrate this question is somebody who's trying to make that decision of spending thousands on hiring someone in the U.S. Versus being some more affordable, which is a VA.
So I recommend you. I mean, you can definitely go with somebody in America first if you want. I don't know, man. I've been hiring for the Philippines the past like 4 or 5 years, and they've been extremely trustworthy.
Got you.
I'm more so. I hire more people in the Philippines than in America because they are more They're more loyal.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not that the people in America is more not loyal. It's disloyal. It's like that.
We're helping them more in a sense, in the most respectful way.
Put like this, right? Let's say you hire me and you want me to be your editor.
Yeah.
Right. I know how to edit. Edit videos. Give me 5 videos a day. I'm in the first world country. I'm going to be doing all type of stuff. Yeah. I'm going to be, hey, you call me, what to edit at? I'm going to be Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. I'm going to be talking to people. I'm going to be chit-chatting. I'm going to be talking to my girl. I'm just be doing a whole bunch of stuff, not necessarily taking your edit serious because that's just the way we are. Right. More so entitled. Yeah. Right. But over there, it's kind of like whatever you need. I work on the weekends. I'm interviewing people, but they already talking. I did some interview last night. They're already talking about working on the weekends. I ain't even got your job yet. Damn. I work on weekends, whatever you need. Yeah. That's the energy I need. Yeah. Right. Over here, you tell me, hey, Brandon, I need you to work. I'm not working on the weekends, man. I'm chilling. I'm going to the house. You know
There's too many. I'm out of town. My grandma, my mom, my this, my that, my that.
They will come in sick, leg broke. Yeah. Yeah. What you need? I'm getting, and it's like when you lose a client, they feel it too. Yeah. So that's just having those conversations. If you talk to somebody here in America, even including myself, bro, I'm a little entitled. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. And most people are too. Most millennials work a job about 3 years. Yep. So that means unless you want to continue to turn people over every 3 years, that's fine. But I mean, I know in the Philippines it's more trustworthy. They're like, oh, whatever you need, Tony. Oh no, you want new microphones? That's whatever you need. Yeah, they're for you.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So you just gotta be really good at hiring. You gotta ask outside the box questions, not just what's your work here, and they'll tell you. Yeah. Like when I'm talking to people, they'll say things like, we'll go through the interview stuff. If you start asking stuff about, how much to pay, what else other stuff, and it's like, it's getting weird. But start asking stuff like, how long has the company been in? I want to make sure I have something stable, right? I got a family to feed,
right?
I want to make sure I'm working somewhere that is like worthy as far as like that means something,
right?
A meaningful company,
right?
Right? What are you doing next 3 to 5 years? Hopefully, I get to move up the ladder. I want to go to management. Though that's the type of energy I want. That means you're planning on coming here. You want me to be the person to pay your bills, and you want to do whatever you can for this company. You want to help me and this company grow together for the long term.
What I like about that as well, too, is because any entrepreneur that's hired people, even looking at myself from hiring my boys to whoever, there's so much turnover. And I think what I love about the digital business, but this still goes to all other businesses, as business owners, the thing that we don't want to do is you build your business and then you have like 3 months of freedom, like everything's going well, and then that key player leaves and you're right back in the business. You see what I'm saying?
You should hire your, of course, if you hire overseas, that's fine. So here's what I got. I have a overseas team, do a lot of my back and stuff, but I also have an escalations team, just like the big business do it. If stuff get really crazy, it goes to an escalations team, right? So that's people in like America. Yeah. So I have like my brand manager, Zay, like he's here. I got my business partner, Panique, that runs, like, she's here. My person who does like Go High Level, Facebook ads, stuff that you must be sophisticated, they need to be here in America. But everything else that are like lower end activities, give it to the Philippines. It's no reason that you should be, editing should be out. So anything fulfillment wise should be overseas.
So just to break it down, okay. I hope this is okay to ask. I want to make it very visual for anybody that's trying to build their videography business.
Let's do it.
You got a client like, and you could pick him 500, Ash Cash.
Okay.
Notable names.
Right.
What's your process of once we shoot content to the people that are over here handling the jobs to the stuff that you can send out to still get it done within that window that makes your client like, wow.
Got it. So let me use like Herman Dozier is another client of mine. So let's say he do more credit.
Yeah, I just met him.
All right, so we'll do a strategy call with somebody here in America, right? So I need more sophisticated because you got to give them strategy. Yeah. Right. And then we'll do strategize for the actual content shoot. They'll go and do the shoot. Another shooter contracted here in America will go and do the shoot. Okay. When it comes back, they'll send that the raw files over to my VA, Vanessa, and she will make sure we have everything based on the strategy call, and then she will send it to the editor, which is also in the Philippines.
Gotcha.
Okay. They will go and start editing everything, and Vanessa will go back and forth with the client to make sure these are the edits and revisions and sending stuff, every day until everything gets done. And then they will say, hey, well, it's time you schedule a strategy call, get them back into the cycle of doing strategy call and then the shoot date, and it kind of goes in a cycle just like that.
Got you. So what I'm hearing from the outside, where someone could be a little nervous about that, is all of this is happening without you there. Sounds amazing for the entrepreneur. Sure. But then the client comes back to you, Herman, and Herman comes back to you and says, yo, what's up with this, and this, just checking in. But how do you know what's been going on behind the scenes?
I tell them to ask Vanessa.
Got you. So then what makes the client want to still say, I need to get Brandon ShotMe? You see what I'm saying? Because we're going with the team, right? So if you go to iPhone, you're not looking for Steve Jobs. Right. You want the phone. Deep. So I don't have to be there. What me being there or not being there does nothing. Right. So I'm not important at all, ever. Gotcha. I'm just letting you know the value of what we do. Actually, my team is more important than me. Gotcha. Because if you want me to do it, I can get your video back in about 2 months. Gotcha. So you're the face, the branding, the marketing, the sales. That's it. Well, gotcha. I'm not even that, but you're not even that? Yeah. Dang. Okay. I don't do any sales calls or anything. So essentially we'll do a let's say somebody want to get on board, let's say they want to do, $4K a month. And just to stop you, they're finding you because they're seeing the quality of your work from other jobs, right? Correct. So maybe it may Ash Cash, who shot that? Who did that? True. Got you. Yep. But even from there, they will go and they'll talk to my sales guy, name is Coley,
And then you'll tell them, hey, there's $4K a month, something you can do, this is what we do. And they say, yeah, at that point, I would get on the call and let them know how this whole thing works.
So you close them.
I will officially close. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Right. Call it what's set and make sure that everything is good to go. And then I will get on the call and let them know how everything works. We'll send the invoice.
Got you. So once they sign on, is there a process of like, here's your project manager, your main point of contact, Vanessa?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that they have the clear expectations. Because that's another thing I want to speak about too. Is as entrepreneurs, solo entrepreneurs especially, setting expectations for our client. Because the main reason where we mess up is at the beginning, client is ready to spend money. We smell that. And we're just like, okay, let me close them. Everything's good. Money's exchanged. You kind of go about your business. Like you said, now clients like, how's this? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have to tell them what those next 3 to 4 steps are immediately right there while you're on the phone, even before you start talking about payment.
Right.
All right. So how much does it cost? Well, here's the next 3 things going to happen. We're going to cover investment. I'm going to put you in we're going to create a group Slack channel for you. We're going to create an Asana board for you where this is going to happen. And then we're going to schedule our onboarding call. Yeah. With Vanessa. And then we're going to tell you it costs $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then if you want, any questions? So, all right. And I'm going to reiterate again. Be looking at the next 48 hours. You're going to have X, Y, Z. Be on the lookout for that.
Right.
Nobody wants to pay for anything and not have anything in return. Even if you go to Macy's and buy a sweater and it's not there, they'll at least give you a receipt, give you an email with a picture of the sweater so you know it's coming. They say the shipping date, 7 days, tracking number and everything.
Got you.
But if you have nothing, you spent $100 at Macy's and walked out, you're like, well, I got the receipt, but what?
Yeah.
When is it coming?
Right.
I get an email or are you going to tell me? You don't want to leave. Or you like, when y'all going to tell me?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So make sure they're in immediate communication.
Got you.
Same day.
So anybody watching this, looking at building a team, right? Do you suggest taking like the Chick-fil-A method where you should have, like, let's say you have your project manager, right?
Okay.
Do you have like a project manager that's kind of sitting on the bench watching everything in case they need to jump in for capacity? Because let's look at Chick-fil-A. I feel like they have more chicken sandwiches than they need during breakfast. That's why they come out so fast.
True.
How do you manage that with the team by, you got these big clients, just making sure there's never any like gaps?
I don't really have an issue with gaps, but what I do have is my project manager can get bogged down. Yeah. So before we even got there, I could see this can be an issue, so I got her an assistant.
Got you.
So a lot of the stuff that we may think that she has to do, she don't necessarily have to do either because she also has an assistant.
And then by giving her assistant, do you let her be in control of training that assistant and you just cover the cost?
Oh, I'll definitely cover the cost for sure.
Got you. But you let her train her assistant.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't talk to her assistant at all.
Got you. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, she do what she knew. I just knew she needed it, and I'm like, I don't know. You figure out whatever you need it for, and then whatever. When I give her stuff, you figure out what to do with whatever. So now she's talking to the editors, she's talking to the client, she's talking to her assistant, and she come up with her assistant, come up with a game plan. This is what we need done. Tony said he needed these videos done, whatever. So, Janica, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and make sure that his logo's done or his edit's done. Quality check that. Editors, edit this. Graphic designers, do that. And now she just delegated everything for the team, so I don't have to delegate anymore. I don't talk to Vanessa. I don't talk to anybody.
Got you.
No editors, no graphic designers. I don't talk to anybody anymore.
So the thing that I'm hearing too, for myself, my own advice to take from this is the main thing that us as entrepreneurs should focus on is the skill of delegation. Yeah. Because what I'm looking at is, of course, we better whatever our main skill is, but that's also the skill that stands in the way of our growth.
Correct.
But if you can master delegation, it's easier to grow because we always need to put people in place that are better than us. Yeah. Just like you said, you're probably the least important person when you think about it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nobody cares about me at all.
Yeah. So delegation is definitely the skill that has to be mastered to scale your business to the highest heights.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a book I read, 10 Distinctions Between Millionaires and Middle Class. It talked about, just because, or no, this might have been the one thing. But he said, just because we can doesn't mean that we should. Right. So just because I can go and like pick up this phone right now, but I know that it needs to be delegated towards Zay. Like he needs to go pick up this phone right now. Yeah. If I keep picking up the phone, I never give it to him. I'm always gonna be the person that had to pick up the phone. Yeah. Even though it's right here, I should just be like, hey, Zay, come here and pick up the phone. Right?
Got you.
And after a while, it's gonna get to the point where Zay knows to pick up the phone. I know how to delegate, and it's officially off my plate. I gotta start somewhere. Yeah. Right. So even if you're like doing a funnel, you're like, I can knock it out real quick. Just don't. Or if you're gonna come in, you knock out the funnel. Right. And focus on training. You know what I mean? And like, oh, let me knock out this video. No, don't do it. Anything but a second. Don't do it. You knock out the video, and then before you know it, there'll be a person that's already understands the video and they have the SOPs and training down pat.
What I love about that too is mastering the skill of delegation instead of mastering the skill of your art. Is instead of being like, let me figure out how to do better design, better all day. What I need to be working on is, hey, let me figure out how to make a better SOP for this one thing, and then the next day do another. Because even like this morning, I had a client that texted me, hey, I want to do my webinar next Thursday. Let me know when you update the funnel and recreate the Zoom. So now what that does is Tony was like, I've got a podcast with Brandon today. Now my client looks at it like, I texted him at 11. It's 3 o'clock. Dang, why he ain't took care of me yet?
Yeah.
So now I'm catching negative points when I should be able to go to my VA and say, hey, client A needs update on Zoom to this date and change funnel out.
Yep.
They should be in Slack channel managing all of that. That's a task that doesn't equate to my value of what I should be focused on.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, you got to focus on like whatever the higher level activities are.
Yeah.
Nothing fulfillment, nothing, funnel. That's fulfillment. Like basically if you give me $5,000, I can go find somebody to build a funnel out. Right? Sales and marketing is the most important. That's like 80%.
Yeah.
Fulfillment is like 20. I can fulfillment. Like that, if you look at that's why you think McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, these people make $7, $8 an hour.
Yeah.
The main goal is like getting the building, getting the permits, and getting the people coming in, and all that stuff is the most important. But just the funnel, like just putting words on a page. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can fire a funnel person right now and find another one tomorrow. But how many Tonys can I find?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that means I need to focus on whatever Tony's superpower is. Funnel's not your superpower. You can just delegate that. Yeah,
because now when you think about it, I used to look at it like funnels was a superpower, but really my superpower is the sales psychology and the strategy. You see
the strategy is the most important.
Being able to understand what Brandon wants and how to communicate that to his clients through the funnel. That's my thing.
Yeah, so you'll be able to say, boom, based on what Brandon wants, hey, VA, he needs funnel A-2. He needs email 797. That's what he needs.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And then now I know, like, based on me talking to Brandon, that's what he needs. You spend an hour of your time talking to me, you know what I need, and after that, it's done.
Got you. So when most videographers come to you and they're like, hey, man, I'm killing it in the A. Got music videos, got this, got that, that.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not, bro.
Where are the main key components that you see that they need to add just to feel that freedom? Because even myself, right? Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll listen to what I say to clients because I'm kind of like in a mood because they're bugging me. And I'm like, you ain't really killing it like that. And what I mean by it is it's like, I'll go to a client and be like, yo, I'm so busy. I have so many clients, right? I got 5 projects at the time. That ain't nothing on scale.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? It's just I don't have the infrastructure in the system.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So what are just some tips and tricks or like key things that someone watching this as a videographer would be like, hey, go get this person, get this person. You may have to pay a little money, but you'll notice the freedom that you now experience. You'll be able to, know what I mean?
Spread your wings. So the first thing is make sure you niche down. For photography videos, make sure you niche down. You're working with business entrepreneurs and brands. People who need stuff on a recurring basis. Yeah. Right? Everything else is kind of like, weddings, one-time music videos. You always have a constant need of getting new clients. Right? And that's, you just created a bottleneck. You need a client every day. Yeah. So what is, everybody talks about MRR, monthly recurring revenue. Or me, for us, just retaining clients. I need clients to pay me on a monthly basis. Once you find what niche down, we specialize in something. We specialize in business, entrepreneurs, and brands. From there, you start charging premium, right? $2,000 plus a month. I will start there. Essentially, $2,000. You get 5 people paying you $2,000 a month. Now you got $10,000. You get 10. Now you're making 20. Right? Now you have the money to be able to, because you said it was cost a little bit. It's not gonna cost a little bit if you're making $20K. It only costs a little bit if you keep shooting music videos for $500. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you got $20,000. At $10,000 a month, you should hire an editor. At $15,000 a month, you should hire a VA. And at $20,000 plus, you should go ahead and get you start contracting your work out.
Got you. Okay.
So I'll start. So that means if I tell them start building a team right now, they're gonna start building a team around their own business.
Yeah. See, what's so important about that too, going back to our main point of the skill set that you should be refining is delegation. Correct. Because my editor, right? One thing that I told him as my mentee is I said, hey, you just got a new client that's paying you $2,000 a month. Correct. Don't try to keep that $2,000 a month all to yourself. Because now with this first client, it's like, you've already got me as your client. use that 2,000 to hire your team.
Correct.
Right? Build your team out, work with them on this particular client. So now when you get the next client, it moves the needle to the green.
Right.
Because now you got your VA, you got your editor, you got your this. Off of that new client's $2,000 a month. Maybe you can possibly keep $500, but at least spend some of it on building your team.
Facts.
So then now when you have that next client, and that's going to make you want to go get another client.
Facts.
Prime example, I was watching Alex Hermosi, and he said he was talking to Grant Cardone. We all know Alex Hermosi, super successful.
Right.
He had got to a point where money was no longer fun to make.
Yeah.
Because now he's at a point where money has a lot of problems connected to it. I think he was making $13 million a month.
Right.
Cardone said the first thing that you need to figure out is a wealth plan. Yeah. You need to figure out when you get money, how does it move from point A to point Z? Once you figure that out, you'll now enjoy making more money again. Right. Same thing that goes with us as creatives. It's getting to a point now where, Tony, I need a funnel. Little hit of dopamine, but then it's like, dang, I still got Brian. I got this person. I got this person. Yeah. That's my thoughts. Yeah. So us as creatives, entrepreneurs, we have to build our process out, or we're going to be the person standing in our own way of success.
Facts. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Like literally, if you could just build out like a bigger team. That's why it seems so daunting, because like you got projects, but if you know that like I already have people in place, they can just come right on in. Yeah, I have no issues. Right, like, bring them in for sure. As soon as I'm gonna connect you, pay the invoice, connect you, and it should just run. Like clockwork.
And that's how you scale. You see what I'm saying? Because I think that's the biggest thing that stands in the way of, and I'm seeing it like literally in front of me, is like you could be great, and then you're like, and this is the funny thing too, as an entrepreneur, you're looking at the person up here that's great. And this is when you're starting out, and you're like, they don't do that. My work's better. Yeah. I'm way more fire than them. Fact. But then you get to that point where, and this is the point, is the make or break, right? The systems, this infrastructure, the scale. And then now you understand how they got there. Yeah. And you're like, it wasn't about how pearly my graphics were or how this and this was. It was the fact that they had an infrastructure that they can instantly onboard anybody without a cap to them or capacity. And it just flowed like water. Right. The normal person who looked at them and was hating, stuck in the bottleneck, can't get out. Yep. All your projects loaded up. You're giving refunds, chargebacks, all of that. Facts. Till you understand I need that infrastructure and system to where we focus on the quality maybe in the revision stage, if it even makes sense to even focus on it there. Facts. But sometimes your client is so wowed by how good your process is, they're not even asking for it.
Yeah, you brought up you brought up a good point. Like a lot of people are looking, and this what actually happened to me. Remember I was when I used to shoot and I would spend more time on some. I feel like there's 3 phases to editing. There's phase 1 where it's good to go. This is everything the client asked for. Yeah, done. You might get done with that in a day or 2. Yeah, but then we go into phase 2. We start adding more transitions, more effects, and then that's where we come in and we want to add our sauce to it. Yeah, and then it's phase 3. We just go completely overboard because we got more time. We said, well, sure, I told him 7 days, so I'm like, shoot, I actually got 2 more days. Yeah. So then we done flew to Africa, done got a sound of an elephant, flew back. Yep. We done did all this stuff to be able to sauce it up, and by the time I give it to him, this happens more times than none. Like, why the elephant sounding there? Yep. Well, no, I went to Africa. Yeah. No, I didn't want that.
I didn't want that. Yup.
When you could have just sent phase 1. Yeah. And that would have been done. So a lot of times we are looking at like, yo, we about to give them the best thing ever. For who? For you? Or for them?
That makes sense.
You trying to give them, let's go back to Chick-fil-A. We ordered a number 1. Right. Chicken, 2 pickles, a bun. Yeah. Imagine the person back there saying like, "Nah, I'm about to kill this sandwich. I'm about to throw some cinnamon toast crunch in this joint."
You got auntie back there about to.
I'm about to throw some extra. I'm about to throw some mayonnaise, some raisins on this, some potato salad. This about to be the best sandwich ever. This sandwich ain't even on the menu.
You get it. You like, what is this?
I ordered number 1. No, but that's better. That's creativity right there. Yeah, that's different. That's not even on the menu. Yeah, I customized specifically for you. Yeah, I wanted chicken, 2 pickles, and 2 buns.
Take it back. Man.
You spent extra time. You spent an extra 30 minutes. You went to Kroger, bought some extra stuff, put it on there, giving the client something that they never asked for. Yep. What I recommend photographers and videographers do, and people in the creative space, give the client what you asked for. All the extra stuff, do it for yours.
Got you.
Do the extra creativity stuff on your brand. Give the client what they want.
Got you.
So all the glitz and glam and all that stuff for your own personal brand, go crazy.
Because I'm even thinking about for me too, And I know most people came to me for quality because my phones look different.
Yep.
I'm even thinking with this new process, and since the margins are there to add this, it would be straight process that gets you in and out the door. And then we have like a polished department.
Sure.
So if Brandon said, Tony, I saw what you did for Justin and Ellie, or I saw what you did for this person after I gave you your deliverable ahead of the deadline.
Yep.
And I see that there is a little discomfort. Hey, we need to move Brandon to polish team. Polish team. So now we're like, hey, your project is done, but we're about to move you to this, you know, what we do. And you make it seem like we don't do it for everybody. We'll do it.
Yep.
But now it's like that project manager will reach out to you. Hey, Brandon, my name's Todd. I'm on, head of design team. Heard there were some issues. Talk to me about what you want.
Yeah.
But he's completely outside of the main flow because there may be an extra week in the polish team. So it's just so crazy thinking about the delegation that needs to be put in place to really master your skill versus, because we as the main creative only have so much capacity, only have 24 hours, and we have to sleep, we have families, we got everything.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Client don't care about that.
No.
So got to have that delegation and teamwork.
Yeah. I would just focus on speed.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything else, focus on speed.
Yeah.
I don't care if you send them an unfinished funnel half the funnel in the next 24 hours. The client needs to get something in the next 24 to 48 hours, and I really don't care what you sell.
Yeah.
If you can master that, you would literally, people will talk about you for days.
So would you say as a funnel, let's say a webinar funnel has like 9 pages, right? Instead of me being like, I'm not done with it yet, it would probably make more sense if every page I finish, I'm just sending it to you. Look at this page, send revisions. Look at this page.
You want to send them, how long does it take you to finish a 9-page, whatever it is? How long does that take officially?
If I'm working on it?
It doesn't matter. However,
let's just say good 3 to 4 days, if that. But here's the mainly thing, and I want you to break it down.
Okay.
A lot of what it is you getting in queue to where my creative brain says, okay, it's time to work on him because I'm already working on 3 other people in front of you. So now as I see the space, I'm like, you probably text me what's going on, checking in, and I'm like, all right, let me get on Brandon. And then I lock in and, I'm killing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So really a day and a half, really.
Sure. So what you want to do is, let's say it's 9 pages, whatever. Let's say it takes 7 days. You want, as soon as a client pays, they need to have something in the next 24 to 48 hours. Yeah. It could be a strategy call or plan on what the funnel is going to look like. It could be just the front page. It could be, you don't have to give them something every day, but if you can get something in the next 24 to 48 hours, that will save you to get the rest done. Yeah. You know what I mean? So find out what that looks like. It could be hey, this is the plan. We did a whole loom video. This is the plan of what it's going to look like whenever we get done. Hey, this is the color scheme we're going for. This is the first page. What do you think about this? Yeah. 24 to 48 hours, and it'll give you another however many days you need to be able to finish it. Yeah. You don't have to just every day. That's not necessary. But if you can get the next 24 to 48 hours, just that alone, you'll be talked about for ages.
Got you. So, yeah, I know we've talked about so much when it comes to just, of course, you do filmmaking, videography. Sure. That's your niche market.
I want to jump in and tell you, do you know who was doing the same-day recaps?
Who was?
We was doing the same-day recap. When we go do events, we do same-day recaps.
I didn't know that. Same day.
Same day.
So, and that's focusing more so just on the speed versus the quality. It's not having all the transitions and all that.
It's not too it still look good. Yeah. But it's not, we're not adding any extra. We're not
a lot of dissolves and all that stuff.
Dissolves are easy. We are doing dissolves. But we're not doing anything super, super music video crazy. Yeah. The event is from 9 to 5. When every time somebody get off stage, we're putting them inside the video. By the time 5 o'clock gets, let's say you're the last person on stage, you're speaking. You speak from 4 to 5. We go and get a shot of you doing whatever it does in the first 10 minutes. We go and add that in the video.
Is that an extra person that's solely focused on that?
Okay. They don't even see this person. This person don't even come out of the room. 5 o'clock get here. You say, all right, great. We go and we go to the Jumbotron, the projector, and say, boom, here's the video. So the last thing you did off the stage where you got a check for $10,000, that's also in the video.
So is that an additional service?
It is additional service. It is.
Because that's what I was telling my editor. I said, hey, let's look at every problem that we face as not but of how do we make it better? Yeah. So if this other shooter that people are talking about, oh, he's so quick, he's this and that, you let clients know this. Because now what we can see is everything that clients are asking us, these are pain points that could be turned into profit. So if Brandon comes to me, hey, I'm having an event, I need stuff quick. Don't just say, I got you. That's what we love to say is I got you. Say, oh, perfect. What you need is this package, and let me tell you why.
Yep.
The main shooter is focused on your event. But of course, you want reels, you want this, you want that. We also can bring a shooter in that can shoot straight reels and deliver it the same exact day, which is that memory card trick I told you by giving you boom, boom, boom. But don't just overload ourselves because we want the money. Look at it like additional service, more money to make.
Absolutely.
But then if they turn it down, now you just sign the disclaimer. Don't ask me for stuff the same day. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. What you want to do is, if it's for something along those lines, you would say, let's say you was thinking about charging them, $10,000.
Yeah.
Right. You say, okay, cool. So based on what you need, after talking to them, you would, I want stuff quick. I want the same day. All right, this is what we're gonna do. For $30,000, we're gonna give you 3 reels, same day. As soon as you get off stage, we'll have a reel done. We'll have, we got this 8-10 minute, whatever. So we can give you the replays next day. Yeah. We can still fix them, but we can still give you those. We can give you the edit same day. You know what I mean? So we just include everything in there and just tell them exactly what they need, as opposed to doing it's $10,000 plus the extra $15 for editor, plus the extra $5,000 for this. $30,000, you're gonna get reels as soon as you get off stage. You're gonna get, you know what I'm saying? And now they're like, oh snap, this is the value makes more sense, as opposed to any other person who's doing events. They're not gonna be able to say that. They're gonna say, yeah, give us, recap gonna be done by 24 to 48 hours. Replay is gonna take this, all this other stuff. We're like, listen, we can get as spicy as you want it.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it.
And I think the biggest thing too, is packages. You see what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to feel like price.
Yeah.
They just want to see, like, if I sent you something and it had 3 packages, gold, bronze, whatever, silver, you look at it and you're just like, I need same day. Oh, don't look at the bronze, look at the gold.
Yeah. I don't even send them 3.
You don't even send 3?
I'm gonna give you the package that you need that works for you.
Got you.
If I'm the GOAT of photography and videography, you know what I mean, and you send me a silver, bronze, platinum, like, I'm platinum.
Yeah.
Just give me the platinum.
Got you.
You don't even show me silver as an option. You got a $1,500 funnel, and then you got a $7,500 funnel. All right, Brandon, based on what you're doing, you say you did in 18 months. You said you on, Earn Your Leisure podcast. You work with all these different people. You need, the funnel's going to cost about $7,500 to get done. You have anything cheaper? No, I don't.
Yeah.
You're doing each other disservice. Why you give me a weak funnel knowing that I need the big joint?
Got you. Now, would you say, just to stop, this makes sense because you already have bigger clients?
No, this makes sense based on the value of where you feel like people are.
Gotcha.
Not counting their pockets. What I'm saying, you see their brand, right? Like Brandon has a big brand. We're not charging because you think he has more money. It's like, you need this particular thing, right? Some people, if they're just starting out doing events, I wouldn't even offer same day editing. They probably can't afford. They probably can't. Like, I probably wouldn't be able to do it anyway. But I'm saying we only work with people who, like, the value that we can provide to them, it has to, like, equate.
Gotcha.
Right. So essentially, you had to work with people who not necessarily have the money, but they understand the value, and you have the value that can give to them. Right. So it's gonna be tough to work with bigger name clients and also working with clients who go to McDonald's.
Right.
It's just, you shouldn't even have those as an option anyway. Everything should just be like higher ticket.
Dang, it's good. So
I wouldn't even do it. It's a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah. So what I loved about this conversation so much is it was about video, but it was so much about entrepreneurship.
Oh, facts.
You see what I'm saying? So for the people who are in videography, cinematography, photography, and they're like, I love what you said, and I need my processes to be better. How do they tap in with you to get, your education to learn how they can better their processes? Facts.
Well, go to Instagram. That's why I like to play it. But I mean, I'm getting my YouTube built up and all this other stuff. But you go to Brandon ShotMe on Instagram, send me a DM. I got things that DM me shoot, or you can DM me, ask me a question. You DM me anything, I'll be able to answer.
Got you. Is there anything that's like that 6-week program that you were talking about?
For sure. Yeah. So you still have to DM me for that too. But if you go to shooterscamp.com, you'll be able to opt in, and watch the video where I talked about it. But essentially, it's a 6 weeks coaching program where I help photographers and videographers get to 10K plus a month, and I also guarantee it. So if I don't help you get a client paying you on a monthly basis, I'll work with you for free until you do.
Dang, nice. And you could be anywhere. You don't have to be like in Atlanta. You can be
anywhere in the country.
Anywhere in the country. Okay.
Anywhere in the country, yep.
Perfect. Nice. So Shooters Camp, or what's your Instagram so they know?
Brandon ShotMe.
Brandon ShotMe.
Send me a DM. I can direct you to Shooters Camp. You can ask me any questions, or you can go to shooterscamp.com. But I already know for a fact, people going to DM me. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to go to. You can go to the website you want to. Go to shoescamp.com just to go and be nosy. But they're probably going to DM me, so it's fine. Go to Instagram and send me a DM. Hey man, I seen the interview you did with Tony. You told me to go to the website, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm gonna just text you. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
Cool
can they get in whenever? Is there just certain enrollment periods?
There definitely are enrollment periods because we do it by quarters. So you just gotta just hit me up and I'll let you know what quarter we're on and see if you're a good fit. You know what I mean? Because we qualify everybody. There's no like go and pay. You have to schedule a call my team and we have to see where you are. Because some people aren't open. Yeah. It's like, man, I just want to do music videos, make it work on my thing. I'm like, no, we don't do that. I want you to keep doing weddings.
See, that's how I know it's going to be quality because it's not even just pay me. You see what I'm saying? It's like, let's make sure you work out for our system. If so, then makes sense. Well, cool. Absolutely. So y'all heard the man. Check him out at Brandon ShotMe. Appreciate you for being on the podcast. I learned so much. And like I said, not just if you're in videography or photography, but just entrepreneurship in itself. Systems, and processes. We'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.